Welcome everyone. This is the Masterclass. My name is Patricknazareth. I have around 30 years of teaching experience. I'd like to help you dispel your doubts, should you have any. Today, we look at the poem On Killing a Tree written by Gieve Patel. He was born on 18th August 1940 and he died on the 3rd of November 2023. A man of our times, a contemporary poet. He was a doctor. He graduated from Grant's Medical College in Bombay. He was also an Indian poet, a playwright, and a painter. His writings, his work displays deep concern for nature, and it also shows how cruel we are to it, destroying it wantonly. He associated himself with a movement called the Green Movement, which tried to raise awareness about our planet and how we are destroying it. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a single jab of the knife will do it. It has grown, slowly consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, absorbing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. The poet tells us that when we see a tree, you might assume that it is very easy to kill it. You take a knife, you hit the tree. That is not going to kill it. You know why? Because it has grown over the years, going deep into the earth, putting roots deep down, absorbing, feeding out of it, taking in sunlight, taking in air, taking in water, converting it into food and growing ever taller, ever larger. Its bark, the trunk of the tree, is rough. It doesn't look smooth at all. It is almost as if like a leopard's body is covered with sores. The bark is covered with tiny knots of wood. And yet, out of this bark, this rough covering, comes leaves, making the tree grow ever more and more. So, hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which if unchecked, will expand again to form a size. The poet says, let's assume you take an axe and you cut away at the tree. You chop it down to the ground. What happens? You think the tree is dead? No. Because even though the bark appears to bleed, the sap appears to come out of it. It is not dead. You will leave the stump of the tree, but from that stump, small twigs, small shoots will again emerge. And if you do nothing to them, those shoots will again grow up and the tree will be reborn. No, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be roped, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely, out from the earth cave and the strength of the tree exposed. The source, white and wet, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. How do you manage to kill a tree then? Well, first you cut it, and then the stump. You have to pull it out of the earth. You tie a rope around it. You get people to pull it. If it is a big tree, you perhaps take a tractor, and you pull it out completely out of the earth. Once it is out of the protection of the earth, what do we see? We notice the roots. The roots have not been exposed to the sunlight, they have not been exposed to the air, they are not brown like the other parts of the tree, they are not green like the leaves, they are white. They are glistening because they have come out of the wet earth. But that is the source of the strength of the tree. It is also the most vulnerable part of the tree, and that is why it is hidden inside the earth, helping the tree to grow. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. So now we have pulled out the tree completely out of the earth. We have exposed the roots to the elements. The sun beats down upon it. The roots begin to dry out. The air also helps in drying out the tree. So those white roots turn brown. Those roots which were supple, which were easy to bend, now become hard and they die. And then finally, when the roots are all dead, then and then only is the tree truly dead. What are the themes that run through this poem then? The first and most obvious, the resilience of nature. how nature withstands multiple attacks upon itself. You really have to go at it with the utmost violence in order to ensure its destruction. Why do we need to use so much violence to destroy something living, is what the poet is intent on asking us. This poem could also mean how difficult it is to destroy cultures, to destroy traditions, destroy long held beliefs. Something extraordinary, something violent, a destructive force has to be sent upon this in order that ideas, that beliefs, that even societies can be destroyed. That's the poem there for you then. I hope I have been of some help. If I have, please do remember to like, subscribe, and share. There might be others who would need our help. Thank you for watching along.